You know, there have been a few times, very few times, that I've found guitars that I don't like. That never happens when Robin Boucher's here.
Guitar Stuff with John!
Welcome back to another Guitar Stuff with John. That would be me. Nice to have you back. So, as you know, I was a little bit behind on my reviews, had a lot of touring to do and a lot of stuff like that. But, as always, my good friend Robin Boucher has provided me with some very, very interesting content. A few years ago, I went by his shop and I saw a guitar, a prototype hanging on the wall that he didn't really want to let out of the shop because he wasn't finished developing it. And I said, no, I want that guitar. And I ended up with it, and it's a Parlour, a size guitar that you've seen on this on this channel. I reviewed it, and it's called the Ladybird. You'll remember if you go back and watch that video how cool that guitar is. And I thought to myself, well, you know, there were so many other great guitars coming out of the shop. I was thinking, well, he might not build any more Parlours. Who knows, right? But guess what? This is the new reimagined Parlour by Robin Boucher. Then another Heritage Goose. Beautiful Brazilian mahogany back and sides, bound in maple. Torrified Adirondack top. This thing is absolutely ridiculous. And as I've said before many times, Robin, in my opinion, builds the best small body guitars on earth. There's nobody like him. You can build dreadnoughts, jumbos, whatever the case may be, but once you start to crawl below that line into the OMs, the triple O's, which my signature model is a triple O, and all these other small body guitars he deals with, he seems to be able to coax completely unnatural volume and tone out of a small body, and this guitar is a prime example of that. And it has all those properties that Robin's small bodies have. The further you go up the neck, the less the guitar cares. It doesn't seem to process being played up high the same way as other guitars do. The volume doesn't change, the projection doesn't change, the thickness of the notes. And the sustain is just absolutely amazing. I don't even know what to say. What do you say about a guitar that is that small? And we often mislabel Parlour guitars. We see small body guitars. Guitar players are kind of a caveman lot. I know I am. I look at a small body guitar and I thought, that's an OM, but it could be a Grand Auditorium, or it could be a triple O or a double O or whatever. We don't even pay attention hardly anymore, but you have to pay attention to something like this because it looks so unique. This is a true Parlour body, and Parlour body guitars came from 200 years ago when these guitars were found in, guess what, parlors. Women. These were built for ladies to play. And it was an accepted form of, socialite activity for a young lady to be able to play the guitar. And that's how these bodies came into being. And you can tell it's a parlor by the slim violin-like shape it has. The body sizes of guitars all have to do with this, the measurement of this waist, the shoulder, and the lower bout. And you can see how slim and diminutive this guitar is. But by God, it's loud and sustained and playability all day long. And we're going to take a close look at it. And you just got to see it up close. And hopefully there's somewhere where you can actually go play one. Because they are around. These do exist in the world. So here we go with the Heritage Goose Parlour by Robin Boucher. All right, so here we are at the headstock of the Boucher Heritage Goose Parlour guitar. And guess what? I'm not going to do my same stupid old commentary on the virtues of this instrument. I actually have the builder sitting right next to me. Robin Boucher, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, JP.
All right. Well, tell us about this guitar. Let's take a look closely here.
Okay.
We'll start at the headstock.
Yeah.
What is our veneer?
So it's ebony.
Yes.
Okay, solid ebony.
And look at the detail inside the slot, how nice that mahogany looks.
Uh-huh.
It's
a lot of work, doing that on a slotted headstock, the finish.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's beautiful. Look how the ebony goes into the mahogany there.
Uh-huh.
And how beautifully that's finished. Some companies don't even finish the inside of that part. And on the back we have our volute.
Yeah.
Which is a common thing on a Boucher guitar.
Diamond volute, yeah.
And who builds our machine heads? Goto again, yeah.
Yeah. Goto nickel.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
And a beautifully sculpted mahogany neck, the same as every Boucher guitar you ever put your hands on.
Yeah. And it's important to tell people that every heritage goose guitars from the Heritage series,
Yep.
Come with a glass neck.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
a glass neck finish.
So it's not the speed neck that you developed and that other companies have used as well. Some guys have, a lot of companies have sort of toyed with that satin finish, slick neck. But I enjoy these finishes because your finish is so good.
Thank you.
Like the neck always feels incredible.
So the heel cap on the neck,
Ebony again.
ebony again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's bound in maple.
Yeah, hard maple. Canadian hard maple.
Now around to the business end here.
Yeah.
Is it bone on this one, Robin?
Bone nut.
Bone nut.
Of course. Yeah.
Ebony fretboard, snowflakes.
Well, diamond style.
Yeah, diamond, yeah.
Yeah, diamond style.
Yeah, that's right. They really are. There's
Fret
two,
markers.
again, a mistake that guitar players make. That is a diamond. That's a diamond marker, but there's also the snowflakes. We get them confused. As soon as we see them from far away, you think, oh, it's a snowflake, but it's actually a diamond setting.
Yeah.
And beautifully done again as well. And let's go down to the front here, because look at the Adirondack in this. Torrified with a herringbone trim.
Yeah.
There's our sticker, the Heritage Goose. Right there, HD44. Signed dash I.
Yeah. For intimate package.
Intimate package, yes.
Okay.
Herringbone rosette, just one, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Which is another
Keep
way.
it, classy.
Yeah, it's another way to tell that it's a parlor guitar. The rosette's not complicated, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
You're right.
a nice ebony bridge, bone saddle, and tusk pegs.
Tusk bridge pins.
Yeah. Now, tell me about the scale of this guitar.
Well, it is the shorter scale that we use at Boucher guitars. It's 24.5.
And your regular guitars are 25.5.
0.5 exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And other guitar companies are 25.4, right?
Yeah, most of the
Most of
guitar
them,
builder,
yeah. Which is another reason I believe that your guitars temper the way they do. Because I've talked.
You're right.
I've talked to people all the time on here about how how to tune your guitars, because they don't tune like any other guitar. And when you do them that way, with the slightly flattened B and the sharpened E, you have perfect intonation and tuning in every chord, everywhere on the neck.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't happen very often with guitars, right? So yeah, there's a like, and again, I know that you guys are watching this. You know that Robin was the first one to ever torify Adirondack. His technique that he developed with himself and some help with some very intelligent university people and chemists and physicists, and they really came up with the plan and got that done. Then our back and sides, again bound in maple. This is, Robin, what is this?
Mahogany.
Yeah,
But Brazilian mahogany,
Brazilian
not unreal
mahogany.
mahogany.
Yeah. And what a beautiful color too. That golden. It's not a red kind of normal mahogany color. It's a beautiful amber finish.
Actually, JP, it is the natural color of the Brazilian.
Is that right?
Brazilian mahogany. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's got such great detail. Look at that. Little black feathers all through it. Yeah. And a strip of maple. Is that maple down the middle?
Yep.
Yeah, maple down the middle. Canadian, of course.
Yep.
All bound in maple. And our ending is typical K&K pickup.
K&K pickup.
Herringbone trim, maple strip down the back. And there you go. That is the Heritage Goose Parlour guitar of Adirondack 4+, tuned by the master, bound in maple, Brazilian mahogany back and sides. And what a guitar, my friend. You are, without a doubt, one of the best builders working right now. And I love you, and we all love you, and we love these instruments. So thank you for doing this with us.
Thank you, JP.
So there you go. There is the HG44-I. And you done it again. You did it again. It must be a special feeling to keep this part of guitar history alive, right? Because not many people are actually doing an actual parlor body. Like I know this because when we talked about Ladybird, you told me how difficult it was to translate modern bracing into this instrument, right?
Yeah.
And my Ladybird has the experimental bracing, right?
Exactly. We did several tests.
Yeah. And she has a little hill and valley, but she's sound as anything. I take that guitar on the road in a heartbeat all the time, right? So it's difficult. This is not an easy instrument to build where it stands together and stays together like a dreadnought would. You'd think it would be easier because it's so tiny, but it's not. And obviously you're doing something that makes it that loud and that much sustain. So yeah, what do you think? What do you think about her? Are you happy with her?
I'm super proud and I'm super happy. Super happy. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So how many of these do you think you're going to be able to make? You'll probably use some other tone woods, won't you?
Well, we use maple.
Yep.
It works very well on a Parlour size guitar.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, and rosewood, of course.
Yep.
And the African rosewood called bobinga.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a bobinga. The Ivory Girls bobinga.
It's one of my favorite.
It is beautiful. Yeah. So there she is, the Heritage Goose Parlour. It's so romantic, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this particular guitar body size brings the guitarist to play romantic music style.
It does. You can just picture the old bard on the side of the road or under the window of the damsel, playing the guitar, singing the love song. Because it's a treble guitar of all things. It really is. It's big enough that you could take this thing anywhere. And surprisingly, people are paying a lot of money for treble guitars that don't really sound that good. They're just tough, right?
You're right.
They're tough. They last a long time. You can beat them around. But Why not buy a travel-sized guitar that you put in your will for your grandkids? Right?
Yeah, why not?
I know from playing your guitars for nearly 10 years now that they never come apart. So there you go, right? You can spend a little extra and get something, a real piece of history, in my opinion. When I play this guitar, I think of Paganini, and I think of the old Martins, that you see with the violin headstocks, and that. It's got that kind of feel, that kind of history in it. I haven't played that a million years. But that was the kind of guitar he played it on.
Yeah.
He used that guy that played with Marty Robbins played a little Parlour guitar, right? What an immense piece of music history that is on that type of guitar. You've never seen those played on records. It's the perfect songwriter's guitar too, I think, just because of that. And you can tell it records well because, all we're hearing is this Aston mic from almost 2 feet away, and it's just an immense voice. So thank you, Maestro, for another incredible guitar, and thank you for coming back again. We love you, and we love your guitars, and the people that watch this show love you so much. And there's so many of you out there that already own Bouchers, and I won't be happy until everyone does. Thank you for coming back to see us. Guitar Stuff with John. The Boucher Heritage Goose Parlour, made out of Brazilian mahogany, bound in maple. Unbelievable work from an amazing luthier, Robin Boucher. We'll see you next time.